Hey guys, it's Jacob Plays for Days Bowling here, back with another video. This time it is a thoughts on the ban list that has been released video. Um, as I'm sure most of you guys have seen so far, a lot of the stuff on this ban list is expected because of the adjusted list. But at the same time, there's a few hits that I'm not too happy about, but at the same time, that I don't think they're that big of a deal. But I will say I do think Konami kind of missed a chance to do a lot of good things with this ban list. That being said, I'll go ahead and jump into it. So Plushfire, Damage Juggler, and Ptolemaeus were all hit by the ban list. We knew that because of the adjusted list. The two new additions to the ban list are Chicken Game, which I thought they would hit Life Equalizer to kind of stop the FTK decks, but instead they hit Chicken Game. So I can't say I'm too surprised that they did something to stop it, but I did not think it would be this. Wavering Eyes. Now this is the one that I'm probably the happiest about that got hit. I thought it would go to 1, but instead they banned it. Now the reason I was happy it got banned is because the versatility it offers, I think, is just insane. You have 2 scales on board. Your opponent places 2 scales to try and set up their plays. If they don't have a response to Wavering Eyes, you can pretty much just dominate the game right from that point, because now you're adding another Wavering Eyes, getting a search off, and say you open bad and your opponent can't stop your Wavering Eyes, but you have 2 scales and a Wavering Eyes, then all of a sudden now you're searching like Skull Crobat, you're searching, you're doing this, you're doing that, and like I said, I think Wavering Eyes just offered way too much versatility for Pendulum decks. It was an offense and defensive move, and I part of me is glad to see it gone. On to the limited list. For limited, we have Luster, Monkey Board, and Skull Crobat, all things that we knew because of the adjusted list. Then we get into the newer stuff. Wisdom Eye Magician to 1. I don't know how to feel on that. Part of me sad because it kind of stops I think it stops a lot of pure magician builds. So I think that's sad to see it go, but it happens because I think it happened mostly because Pepe's were starting to splash in magicians, and they were just kind of nipping that in the butt. Elder Entity to Norden to 1. I thought they would hit Instant Fusion to 1, but I think Norden going to 1 is just as fine. I think Norden offers way too much. It's way too versatile. It's one of the greatest toolbox cards I think Konami has ever released. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. I'm sure there's better ones, but that's my personal opinions. So Norden to 1, can't say I'm too surprised. Thousand Eye Restrict going to 1. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I think it'll be a good spot removal tech that people will run in replace of, say, their second Norden. Ignister Prominence going to 1. I think it was one of the greatest cards you could drop in a mirror match in Pepe, or just Pendulum versus Pendulum. Pop one of their own monsters and then bounce one of their boss monsters. Yeah, I think it deserved to go to 1. Draco Face Off going from 3 to 1. I don't think it was too terribly broken, but again, it's one of those cards where, because you could put it either in the scale or special summon it, I think it was a little too versatile. Reasoning to 1, I think that's a huge hit to Cosmos and to Infernoids. I know Infernoids haven't really been seeing much play lately, but Cosmos have been running Reasoning to great success. So not surprised to see that go to 1. Upstart Goblin to 1. Now, I think this was more to stop the kind of, I'm trying to think of how to put it, like spell spam, FTK style decks. But I think that this kind of also hurts consistency in a lot of decks. So I think Konami's trying to slow down the game a little bit with this hit, but at the same time, I can't really tell what it was truly aimed at, because it was such a versatile card that could really be splashed into anything. So Upstart to 1. To semi-limited cards, we have Emergency Teleport, Allure of Darkness, and Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon I don't think will make that much of an impact. Emergency Teleport to 2, I think it should have gone to 1, but hey, not my circus again. But Allure of Darkness, I like this. I like this going to 2. I don't know if it's because I run that Harpy Dark build, but I do think Allure of Darkness to 2 will give a lot of boosts to a lot of Dark decks for draw power, and kind of help them out a little bit. And then no longer on the ban list. Now, a lot of cards kind of jumped straight from like 0 to 1. 2 cards jumped from 0 to 1 to straight unlimited, and then 2 cards that I kind of thought weren't doing anything in the game anyways at 2 got bumped to 3. So we have Dark Magician and Chaos going straight from forbidden to unlimited because of that new errata that we have. I think that'll make a very slight impact, but how big of an impact it will yet to be seen. Trigodia to 3. Advanced Ritual Art to 3. Again, I don't think it'll do anything, just like Trigodia. Crush Card Virus to 3. But overall, like I said, I think Konami missed a chance to do a lot of good for the game. But at the same time, I think they took a step in the right direction. Is it as much as I would have wished they would have done? No. But, again, I think Konami took a step in the right direction to kind of make the field a little bit more versatile. But yeah, if you guys have any comments, feel free to leave them below. As always, like, subscribe, and I look forward to my next video for you guys. That's going to be it for me, guys. Jacob Bolin, again, signing off.